Okay, so as I was saying, we're discussing the straight line and how to draw y is equal to x graph here. So basically it will go to through the origin, so something like this kind of straight line. This should be y is equal to, where is the origin? The origin is the intersection point of,
Center.
yeah, intersection of x
X
axis and y
and
axis, right?
Y axis. Yes.
So this one right here. Okay, so we can easily say that this is forming like a triangle here, this area, right?
Yes.
This is forming a triangle here in the graph. So the question is here that write a formula for the area of the triangle. The area of the triangle, we need to find the formula for it. We know the basic formula for any triangle, right? What is the basic formula? Half into height into base. We know that, right? Height into
Height,
base. What's
height
the
into
basic
base.
formula for triangle or area of the triangle? Half into height into base.
Yes. Half times height times base.
Yeah,
Basically, you do the same as a square formula, but half it basically.
yeah. So if we understand this, so can you find the triangle's height and the base? Because in the graph it is as like a triangle, right? Where is the triangle? The triangle
Um,
is here,
that.
right?
Hmm. Yes.
If we place it right here, this is the, we can say, the triangle's figure, right?
Yes.
Something like this area, right? So how can we find the height? Can you find the height and the base in this triangle? Suppose this portion right here, what will you call it? And this portion right here, or this distance right here, what will you call it?
Uh. Uh. Well, do you have to use like the do you have to use numbers? Because
No,
there's no.
is the height, right? This portion is height, right?
Yes, that's the height and that's the base.
Yeah, so that's the base. Okay, now we need some kind of value for it, right, to represent
Yeah.
this formula. Okay, so what should be the, you can say, the height and the base? What should be the
Hmm.
height and the base? uh, what should we write here? The height and the base.
Height times base times the whole.
Mm-hmm. What should be the value of base and what should be the value of height according to the graph?
It doesn't really show any numbers.
Hmm. That means it should be something like, according to the equations, this is y is
Um,
equal to x, right? This line here,
y equals to x.
yes, and this line here is x equal to a, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll take this observation and, uh, first of all, understand this, that, let me just emit something. Okay, here we can say that base is equal to a. Why is that? Base is equal to a, why we call it?
How?
Because if you follow this straight line here, this one,
Yes.
you'll see that this straight line's distance is the same as the base. The distance from 0 to this straight line is the distance of the base of the triangle.
Oh, because is it a right angle triangle?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it because
a,
of that?
yeah, right angle triangle, of course. But this straight line's distance is the same distance as the triangle's base. See how, because if you move this, suppose we are moving this from away, the base also increases, right?
Yes.
And if you move closer, the base decreases, right? So this lines is the base is dependent on this line, right?
Okay.
So of course now we understand the value that this is x is equal to a, right? And what is this point
Yeah.
right here? We can easily say that this is like a comma 0, right? Because it's on x-axis,
Yes. Okay. So yes, 8,0.
a comma 0, and the x value is a. So this point right here is a comma 0, right? So the distance is like something a, right?
Yes.
From 0 it's a, so the base is a. We already found the value of the base, it's a. Now we just need to find the height. Now how much height is there, we need to understand it. Okay, so if we put, can you find this intersection point right here of the two straight lines?
Uh.
There is a intersection point, right, of the two
Yes, there
straight
is.
lines. This is the
Hmm.
intersection point, right?
Yes.
So can you find the point, or can you say the number, what will be the coordinates of this?
Doesn't really have any coordinates. I mean, any numbers.
But
But
if two equations are given, we can easily find the coordinates. That means the intersecting points of that, of those straight line. If those straight line intersects,
would it x equals to a? Would it be a? Would it be a y?
no. Suppose we know the x is equal to a, right?
Yes.
That means x value is a, right?
Hmm.
Now if we put x value is a, right, in this line
X
here,
value is a.
yes, in
Yes.
any points in this straight line, x value will be a, right? Even this point, right? Even
Hmm.
down, right? So now
Yes.
if we put this x is equal to a in this second equation, which will give us y, what we will have is, suppose we are putting the x value on this second equation, we'll get y is equal to a also, right? That
Yes.
means this is also a. That means x is equal to a and y is also a. That means a comma a, right?
A comma a. How?
A comma a is same thing. Suppose we are taking this equation, right? X equal to a, okay, and x equal to a, we're putting the value on this line here, right? Where is the point? The point is here, right?
Yes.
And this point is in what straight line? Which straight line? X equal to a, right?
Yes.
So any point in this straight line will represent that x is equal to a, right? That means the coordinate of the x is a, right? Suppose I'm taking another page right here. Suppose we're just finding the equations. Okay, suppose here is a straight line, x is equal to a, and here is another straight line, x is equal to y. Okay, so where's the intersecting point? This one, right?
Yes. The center.
The center, okay. So this is the intersecting point. Can you find the coordinates? If I question you, how can
Zero,
you find
zero.
it? No, not 0 0, because it's a different equation.
Wait a minute. X equal. Wait,
First of all, you have to understand there are two equations, which is x is equal to a and x is equal to y, right?
yes.
This is equation 1 and this is equation 2, right?
Yes.
Now these two are intersecting in a point, right? These two equations are intersecting in a point in the graph or in the figure, right?
Yes.
So if they are intersecting, then I want you to find the intersecting point. Intersecting point, or the intersecting coordinates, you can say. Can you find the intersecting coordinates? That's the question here. Okay, in order to find the intersecting coordinates, you need to firstly understand that if the x value is given or not. Yeah, you can see here easily x is equal to a. We have got our answer that one coordinates of the x is a, right? Is directly given to us that x is equal to a, right?
Yes.
So any point, even you if you take this point right here, what is the value of x? A, right? You can write a, right? Doesn't matter what the y is. In this
Cause
line here,
it could. So this line is basically A.
this line is basically a and the value of x is a always, right? Even
Yeah.
if we take this point right here, this point down here, okay, what is the value of x? It will be a, right? It doesn't matter the
Yes.
y doesn't matter right now. Any point if you take in this line here, because this line represents the equation which is x is equal to a, right? This line here represents the equation which is x is equal to a, right? So any point you take in this line, even this point, always x will be a, right? Doesn't matter the y comes later, okay?
Okay.
But any point that you take in this line here, or x is equal to a equation or the graph here, the value of x will always be the same, right? Which is
Yeah.
a, right? So here
Yes.
same concept is applied, that this point here, the main point, this point right here, okay, it is also on the line of x is equal to a, right? So
Yes.
since it is on x is to a, we're gonna write down that the coordinate of the x is a, okay?
Okay.
Now we find the a. Now we have found the a. Now to find the y, we cannot write the y directly. You have to understand that these two are intersecting. These two equations are intersecting in a point, right? These two equations are intersecting. Since they are intersecting in mathematics, there is a concept called we can replace the value of x on the second equation in order to find the y. You understand? In mathematics, if the two lines or two equation intersect, we can replace the x value of a suppose given equation on the second one to find the value of y. That means since we know from the first equation that x is equal to a, right,
Yes.
we can replace this information or replace this value of x on the second equation. So if we replace the value of x equal to a on the second equation, we'll find something like this, that y is equal to x. Okay, we replace the x value now. So x is equal to how much? A, right?
Yes.
So y is equal to a. We have also found that. So this information gives you the y's coordinate on the intersecting point, which is also a. That's how you find the intersecting point of two equation. Okay,
Okay.
do some examples. I'll give you some examples in order for you to study. Suppose I'm now giving you something like that. Suppose x equal to 3, x is equal to something y plus 3, and I said these two lines intersect. So I now tell you the find the intersecting point, which is a. I represent it. So find the a coordinates. Do some examples, you'll understand. Okay, so do these examples in home and see if you can find the intersecting points of a here. Okay, take a screenshot or something. Okay, so do this at home and see if you can find the a point or the intersecting point. This is the two straight lines. Suppose this one is y is equal to 3 and this one is x is equal to y plus 3. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so find this at home, and if not, tell me. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
now we know that this point, intersecting point, is a comma a. Okay, so we're going to
Okay.
replace this information right here. The intersecting point, we have already replaced it, a comma a, right here. See, right?
Yes.
So this information gives us about the height also. This information also gives us information about the height also, because height is basically in some sense the value of y, you can say. Here base is the information of the x and height is basically the information of the y. In a graph, if you observe a graph, the graph's placement is something in a way that y always represents the height and the base is represented by the x, right? See how the x axis is on the horizontal line, right? And y axis, this is y axis, this is x axis, right?
Yes.
So in a graph paper, x axis is always represented as a base. Instead, this one is base or the horizontal line, right? Horizontal line. And in y axis, it is y that is always represented as the height or the vertical line, right? So vertical line. So here we just gonna place the y value of the coordinates. The height is basically the y's coordinate, that means a, same thing, because what is the point in the intersecting, a comma a, right?
Yes.
And here y's coordinate is the height, y's coordinate is the height. Why is that? Because you can easily say that in graph y axis is the height of any given point to a given point, or we can say in a coordinate the y's value is the height in a straight line. Suppose this is a straight line here, so y's value is the height here. So if you place the y's value here, which is a, we'll get the answer or the formula for our triangle's area. And if we place a, height is a and base is a, here we'll get like half a square. A into a is a square. So this is the formula for triangle's area. Do you understand anything?
May you repeat it?
Okay. Where is the confusion here?
This thing you said before.
Okay. First of all, here, what is the distance of height here from the base, or we can say the x-axis, to the intersecting point, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how can we find from distance from the base or the x-axis to the intersecting point? Basically the y's coordinate, because y's coordinate represent the height of or the distance of the height here, or of the triangle here, right? Because
Yeah.
from x-axis you'll count to how many distance, or how is the distance from y-axis. So you can easily say that y's coordinate is the answer. Basically, if we know the y's coordinate in the intersecting point, we can get the height. Write it down that if you know the y's coordinate in the intersecting point here, you can get the height, right?
Yes.
So what is the y's coordinate in the intersecting point? A, right?
Hmm.
Because it's a comma a, right? A comma a, right? So this is,
Yes.
first one is x and the second one is y, right? So y's coordinate is a, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so half into a comma a, this will be the formula, because we already know the height, which is a, and base is also a, right?
Yes.
So the formula is half times, or half product multiply a multiply a, and a multiplied by a is a square, right?
Yes.
So we get that half a square. This is the basic of how to find the formula from the graph. So this is the observation here. Suppose I'm giving you another example. Suppose now, let's see you can find the height and base of this or not. Okay, so let's see if you can find this one. Suppose I've given you a line which is like 3. Okay, this is not, this is the line and this is another line. Okay, okay,
Okay.
now I tell you that this is like x is equal to 3 or something, and this is y is equal to 4. Now I tell you to find the intersecting point here. What is the coordinate of the intersecting point? And give me the distance of like, suppose I've given you the point here, O, A, B, C. Okay, so I tell you to find the coordinates of each of the points. That means there, how many points are there? 4 points, right? O, A, B, C, right? There are 4 points or 4 coordinates, right?
Yes.
Do you see the coordinates in the graph?
Yes, I do. Hmm.
Okay, the question is find the coordinates on each of this point, and of course find the distance also. That means how much is OA, how much is AB, how much is BC, how much is OC. 8 questions here, and of course it could be done in like 2 minutes if you understand.
Okay, so should I find what the coordinates of the intersecting point is?
Yeah, you could find firstly the coordinates, then comes the distance.
Okay. Wait, then would B be 3, 3, 4
Where?
in the B point, the intersecting?
Yeah, 3 and 4, right?
Yes.
0 O
And for oh yes, 0, 0.
0 0
Hmm.
A
A would be 3, 0.
3 0. Okay.
And C would be 0, 4.
0 4. Okay, right. All are right answer. Good. Now the distance.
From O to A. Uh, would it be 3?
3, right. How did you understand it would be 3? Because
Because x equals to 3, and it
yeah,
will only take
the
3
base
steps to make
distance,
it
right,
3.
the base is represented by x, so we're just gonna take the x value, how the x moved, or what's the point here, or coordinates here. We're just gonna write 3. Okay. Now AB is the height. If height comes into consideration, we're just gonna consider what, y-axis, right?
Yes.
And how top the y-axis moved, right? So it moved like how many steps or how many units?
4.
4, right? So it will be 4. Then BC is same thing, right? How much?
Yes, it's 3.
3. And OC?
4.
4. Okay, so that's how you understand the distance of the graph, right?
Yes.
So now you understand it now, right? That
Yes.
how I considered the distance here, because here x is equal to a, right? So that
Hmm.
means that when we consider the base, we're just gonna consider that how many x move, or how x has moved. So x has moved like one a unit. We don't know the numbers, of course, but it shows that a is that x, right? So we write base is equal to a, right? And same thing with
Okay.
the height. Same thing with the height, because we know the intersecting point of the two equation a comma a, and the second y coordinate is the answer for the height. So we're gonna write height is also a. So then we just put the values here, half times a comma a times a, we get the answer, right?
Yes.
So that's how you do it. Okay, so any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, now where should we start?
Okay, so go back now. Go to the second one underneath, using tables of values.
Here,
Yes.
PowerPoints. What is the PowerPoints?
Yeah, these like show you basically how to learn, basically how you learn them.
Let's see the PowerPoints, what they have done. Okay, shells. Okay, it could be in PowerPoint and also in PDF. Same thing. Okay, let's take the PowerPoints. Okay, here they say they complete the table of the value for this one. Can you complete this, the y's value?
Complete the table of values for y equals x 2x plus 1. Yeah, I can do this.
Okay, so the first one value if minus 2, then what is the
Wait,
answer?
so negative 2 times 2 equals negative 4.
Negative 4.
This negative 2 equals negative 3.
Negative 3. Are
Yeah.
you negative 3, right? So what we are doing, we're taking the equation which is y is equal to 2x plus 1, right?
Yes.
And we are putting the x value here, right? 2 times minus 2 plus 1, right? And we're getting the answer minus 4 plus 1, that means minus 3. Okay, so this is minus 3 or negative 3. Then the next one,
Negative 1 times 2 equals negative. So negative 2, that'd be negative 1.
okay, next one,
1.
1. Okay, next one,
3.
3. Okay, next one,
5.
5. Okay, now comes this one. Okay, can you draw the graph for y is equal to 2x plus 1 and for the values of x from x equal to minus 2 to 2? That means we have to follow the table. They're basically saying that follow the table and draw the graph. Can it be possible?
Yeah, it can be possible.
Okay, so draw the graph. You just gonna basically put the points, okay? Just minus 2, minus 3, just put the points minus 2
Wait, so can I
and
then tell you
okay,
where to put them? Okay, so um negative 2,
negative 2 minus 3.
negative 2,
Negative 2.
negative 3,
Yes, this one.
negative 1. Negative 1 will be with negative 1.
Yes, here, right?
0, 1.
0 1. 0 1. Oh, 0 1. This one.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh.
Where?
Wait, what?
This one.
Yes, 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 yes. 1, 3,
This one.
and 2, 5.
2 and this 5, right?
Yes.
So if we connect them, we'll get a straight line, right?
Yes.
You have to connect them in a straight line. Of course, use scale. That will be, it will be straight line, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here we draw the graph. Okay, next question. They say Annie is plotting the graph of the line here, and here is her, okay, here is her coordinate table and graph. Okay, how can Annie tell from her graph that she is wrong? Can he tell it? How can Annie tell her graph that she is wrong? Is he wrong? Is she wrong or not?
And he put. Yes, she is wrong.
Where is the problem? Where is it? Where is she
Wait,
wrong?
let me see. Hold on, hold on. Oh, she subtracted one instead of adding one.
Hmm. Where?
Here, -2. -2 times 3 equals 6.
Hmm.
-6. And -6 plus 1 equals -5, not -7.
Okay, this is the problem, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if we take this graph right here. Okay, take this graph right here. The problem is here. Basically, this one is a problem, right? So it
Yes.
should be something like -5, right?
Yes.
And is there any other problem?
Hmm. No.
Okay, so
It's no, it's like basically the rest of the table.
yeah,
Mm, No, no. Only the negatives. Only the negatives is a problem.
okay. I think there's one more problem here. Right,
Where?
here is the
Yes.
problem.
Yes. That was what I was talking about. Yes.
-2, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so we are done. So this graph should be modified here. This is not right, right? It should be modified, and the graph should be placed in a right manner or right way. Here we should correct the graph or improve it by placing -5 and -2, right? Correcting the coordinates. So this graph is also not correct, right?
Yes.
Okay, next one. Complete the coordinates table correctly. So they're saying that correct Annie where she had a problem. Correct it and draw the graph correctly. So you can do that, right? It's easy, right?
Hmm. Complete the coordinate table correctly.
So yeah,
Negative. Complete the. Okay. So
you can do that, right? Here y
yes,
is
I
equal to
can.
3x plus 1. Okay, so moving on to the next one. uh, y is equal to 3x plus 4. You complete the table, complete the table, complete the table. There are three equations here and there's three tables here. It needs to be completed. Can you complete it?
Uh, yes.
Okay, so we just gonna do the last one because it says a 0.5 in it, because the rest of the two you
It's
can do
basically
it.
a half.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's just do that example for now. The rest of the example you can do it at home. Okay, is w, so you can do the p and q is p and q is w. I'm just gonna do this one. So it's a, yeah, it's basically half. Y is equal to, we can say, half x minus 3, right? So if we place -2 here, what will happen? -1, then -1 minus 3, that means -4, right?
Yes.
And -1, same thing, minus half and -3, so it will be like how much? Like it's minus 7 by 2. If we place minus 1 here, minus 7 by 2. You understand it, right? Minus 1
Yeah.
and minus 6, so 2, that means minus 7 by 2. If you place 0 here, it will be minus 3, right? If you place x 0, and it will be minus 3, because x will be gone, all the x term will be gone, and we'll get minus 3, right?
Yes.
So this will be that. And if you place 1, you get half minus 3, that means minus 2.5, that is minus 5 by 2. Okay, same thing with 2. If you place 2, 1 minus 2, that means minus 2, minus 3, that means minus 2. Okay, now if you place this on the graph, how will we place it? How will we place it? Just gonna find the coordinates. So minus 2, then minus 4, that means here, right?
Yes.
Minus 1 and minus 7 by 2 means minus 2.5. Okay,
Okay.
so minus 1 here, and minus 2.5 is somewhere like here, right?
Yes.
Okay, now 0 comma minus 3, so this is 0, this is minus 3, somewhere like here, right? Then 1 minus 5 by 2, that means minus 2.5, that means somewhere here. 2.5, that means somewhere here. Then 2, then minus 2 here. So the line is something like zigzag. This is the line, okay, of the graph. Do you understand how to put the points?
Yes.
Okay, so do it at home if you have any confusion, and tell me on the next class. Okay, and the rest of the question is like gives you an equation and fill up the box, fill up the box, fill up the box, fill up the box, same thing, right?
Yes.
So this is also easy. And of course plot the graphs, that means after finding the box you need to plot the graph on the on the graph paper. Okay,
Okay.
so that is also, I think that wouldn't be any hard, it will be also easy. And the last question is like, look at the sequence formed by the y value for the line. What do you notice? Okay, we need the graph, otherwise we won't understand the sequence. So first you fill up the graph and then we will continue. So our study is done for today. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, do the SW or the PDF of this one, which is using tables of values, are this one, and complete the rest of the graphs. Okay, that will be your SW. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're done for today. And when will you take the exam for chemistry and physics?
I don't really know, sir.
Okay, should we do it today at night or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Okay, so tomorrow at night, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you message and then we'll continue.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.